Just so I don't forget. Welcome to Intro to Virology class. Woohoo! Summer edition, which means we're going to have some fun. We're going to do some drawing. There's not going to be a lot of work involved. A lot of discussions.
Miss Tara?
Yeah.
Did you post all your meeting videos on the same YouTube channel?
I do. All the videos are on the YouTube. I know Grace is supposed to. Emma, can you message Grace, see if she's going to join? Make sure she has the code.
And also as Ashwin on Message Kids.
I don't know. I know he's moving recently, so he might be in the middle of doing that. So this is I don't know if it's serendipitous or ironic, but I am sick. I have a virus currently. The whole house does, which is the great thing about being on Zoom. I can still talk to you guys, but if I seem a little loopy, that is why. So I'm hoping that you guys will help me out today. Does that sound good?
I guess.
You guys know it all, right? This is just going to be review.
No.
All right. So before we begin, to make sure you have 2 pieces of paper, either on your computer or printed out. It should be virus morphology and anatomy. Yep. Very good. And inside a cell. We're going to go the next 2 classes. We're going to kind of going back and forth with these diagrams. And we're mainly going to be drawing, and any notes you want to take, you can put them on these pieces of paper and you'll have them all in one spot. All right, let's see. Let me make sure I have mine. That it's pulled up. Let's see. We're gonna wait 5 more minutes for it. Okay. Any word on Grace?
Nope.
Okay. I guess I shall begin. Oh wait, I have a. Okay. All right, it's being recorded. I'm just saying.
Who let Darth Vader in here?
I don't know, but
What was that? Was that
some others?
What was that? Who's Lacey Schultz?
Oh, that is Colton and
I don't know which one's
Collier.
sure.
Oh, I get to do this. All right, so you might hear me with some cough drops.
I just had one.
Yeah, sorry. I'm trying not to do it because it's kind of distracting. But I don't want to cough either. All right. Let's make sure nobody else is going.
Mr.
Okay. Yes.
Just one more thing before the main cut. So I'm gonna make a movie. Would you like to know what it's gonna be about?
Yeah.
So you know who Clint Eastwood is, right?
Do I know what is?
Who Clint Eastwood is?
Oh, yes.
So I'm gonna do a version of The Good, the Bad, and Ugly, except it's more modern and comical.
Oh, nice. That'll be awesome.
Ashwin's on.
All right.
My honest reaction to that information.
It's a monkey. Monkey. His name was Monkey.
Yeah.
That's a meme.
We might get to a Kahoot today. We'll see how long the class goes.
Oh, my old favorite.
Let's see how we all do.
That's right.
I might have the disadvantage because I'm sick.
Okay, so Colton, do you have these papers here? Okay, cool. Ashwin, I'm assuming you do. I cannot see you. All right, and then Lola and Levi here will get on. All right, let's begin. We're going to talk about viruses. So, what is a virus?
What's
Bad.
inside me currently?
Viruses are
And
bad
that is true.
Why are they bad?
because they're
They
bad.
destroy your cells.
How
They
do they
destroy
destroy
your
your
cells.
cells?
They send
But
like signals to overtake the cell, and then that cell multiplies itself.
first they trick the cell into taking them in.
Yes,
Sometimes.
Okay.
Sometimes. Other times it tricks them into
they
taking
latch onto
its
the cell.
DNA. Yeah.
Okay, so do viruses by themselves have the ability to reproduce?
No.
No,
They
No.
have to have a host.
Ah,
there's Lola.
hey Lola. All right, so viruses need something. They cannot reproduce on their own. Okay. Do viruses have the right machines to make, we'll say in quotations, the right machines inside of them to make proteins?
No. I don't
No, I know
think
viruses.
so.
I know viruses need to work.
No, they do not. Okay.
Lola, you're in my bed currently, aren't you?
So do viruses have a source of energy?
They need revenge to work.
They just need a host to actually be able to do a lot of
Yeah,
things.
so they can't do anything, right?
They
Like,
can't
so
do
if you just
anything
have
except-
a virus.
Except find a host. That's literally all they can do.
That's right. They can't move. Are viruses alive?
There's some debate on
That's
that.
what
There's
I
some
was
debate
about.
on that.
There's a conversation going on.
Well, that's going to be super technical. In general, are viruses alive?
No.
No.
I'd say no.
No.
No. So a virus just kind of sits there, right? And it can't really do anything. So what's the problem? Why are they scary? Like, why are we worried about it?
Because they slowly destroy your cells. By
How do they do
reproducing
that?
themselves.
They
They
reproduce.
make more. They make the cell make more and more copies of the virus until the cell bursts. And then
Yeah, but how does it get to your cell? If it
Floats
can't
there
move.
until it
I
happens.
know how. Didn't say
Like
it.
in
It could
It
be in
gives
the
them
air.
those
and
little
some
like
it's-
those little sensor things that your cell has to recognize it for it to come in.
Sure, but how is it there in the first place?
you inhale it and it comes
Ah,
It could
Right
also be
there.
your food.
You
It
come
could be
in,
your
in
food.
contact with it.
wait a second. How do you inhale it? Because it's dead.
the air.
It doesn't move. It doesn't
Well,
produce
it's really,
energy.
really tiny.
With your lungs.
So it's really, really tiny. So viruses are just in the air and you're sucking them up.
No, people who are already have the virus cough it, and if you move into that area and breathe in, then you get the virus.
The virus already
Aha!
gotta be
Or it
there.
could land on your
Emanation.
food, or it could land on your food, and then you
Okay.
eat it.
So what you're saying is they need some sort of a vehicle to
They need
get
a
to
host.
Yeah, pretty much.
it. Okay, and what is the vehicle made of?
Your
What type of vehicle?
cells.
What does it need to, I shouldn't say survive since it's dead, but to actually get transferred to us and get into our cells?
I
Revenge.
mean,
Get in the
technically
blood.
it would already need a
And-
host.
Well, somebody
needs
mentioned
tools.
sneeze
Cough.
and a
It
cough.
would need force to move or something.
So the
Push
vehicle
the cell.
would need
Push
like,
the virus to you.
what's in your cough? What are you coughing out?
Air.
Mucus.
Mucus. And some water, maybe?
You.
Okay. So a virus needs some sort of mucus or water to be coughed out. Now, what if you cough and it lands on my hand?
Then
You
it
touch your
gets
face.
transferred onto
You should wash your hand.
You should wash your
But I
hands.
mean, why doesn't it attack my cells?
Cause your hands.
Because it's
are
not in
protected.
it's
It's
not in your body
it's
now.
on the outside.
Aha.
Yeah.
So
Why you should
there
wash your
are,
hands.
well, there's cells on the outside of my body
There are, but
They're-
they're better protected, I would say.
that we do have a better protection, but they're also dead, right? They
Yeah.
fluff off all the time, your skin cells, right?
Yeah.
So a virus doesn't want a dead cell, right? It wants a live cell. Okay.
Which are on the
And it
inside.
also has to be in some sort of fluid or water. Like when I took a COVID test today, if you notice,
Spit.
which I don't have COVID, but you'll notice you have to put you remember how you swab your nose and then you stick the thing in some sort of fluid that's in there?
This is very disturbing.
Hey, we've all done it.
Makes
by
me
now, right?
cry every
Yeah,
time.
we've done it. We've done it, people.
Makes me tear up.
Okay, so it needs some sort of vehicle to get to you. All right. Now we mentioned that viruses are really small, right? So do we care? Like let's say if someone sneezes and we're wearing a mask, right? Like we all wore the mask for 3 years, right? Why did we do that? I mean, the mask, like an N95, like the best mask, has little tiny holes so you can breathe through around like 300 nanometers. Okay. Now a virus is like 120 nanometers. So how does the mask work?
It attracts the
It has
virus
a filter,
and
right?
traps them.
Well, I mean,
Well, the virus can go through the mask
can go through it, right? So how does the mask work then?
because it stops you
tortures
from
the
contaminating
person
other
wearing it,
people,
you
not
from
other people
inhaling the
contaminating you.
virus.
Well, let's remember can a virus travel on its own?
No.
No.
So what
technically
is
the
it
mask
in?
acts as a dry protection.
It's the virus is in mucus and water. Okay.
So
And
if you sneeze, there will
those-
be nothing to contract the virus or stick to the
Those are
virus.
big droplets, right?
Yeah, those are bigger than the
Okay.
whole.
So what the mask is doing is kind of protect, like someone sneezes on you, right? It's preventing the water droplets and the mucus
That's why your parents always tell you
that
put your
the
mask over
virus
your
is
nose.
in, right? From seeping in, right?
Like when
Or
ours-
during COVID, you could have just stayed home and avoided the torture of the mask.
when I-
Or
when
in
I
home
was-
for 40 days, apparently.
when
All
I
right,
was
so now we
younger,
know viruses are really small, that they need some sort of water mucus vehicle to get to us, right? Some sort of fluid, right? Depending on the virus. All right, so before
Mr.
yes.
So like when I was younger and there was coronavirus, I asked my mom, what if wearing masks will eventually become something like tying our own shoes?
I don't know. Yeah. Oh, eventually, well, it kind of did, right? Everybody kind of had to wear one. But that's why. So you're not stopping the virus, right? You're stopping
From
the
getting it
virus is
in.
the water droplets, right? Okay. So what happens if the water goes away and the mucus goes away?
And the
Virus
virus
will
can't spread.
nothing.
Virus is gone, right? Okay. So then let's see. That is why, did you guys ever, if you don't have soap and water, what did they say to use?
Alcohol, sanitizer.
Sanitizer, which is alcohol, right? In fact, you needed 60% alcohol in order for this to work.
You
But
need 99.9% sanitizer.
right.
The regular
So-
sanitizer.
So that's where our story is going to begin. Okay. So I'm not so much worried about the big level of viruses. We're going to be talking about in virology class, what happens to the virus itself and once it reaches our cells. Okay. So the alcohol or the sanitizer is going to dry it up. Okay, and we're going to explain that here in a second. When you go to college or high school, whatever, and you're in chemistry lab, you're going to be the little peon, right? That is going to have to wash dishes. Okay, because every experiment you're going to do is going to involve glassware. And glassware, borosilicate glass, is very expensive. So you have to wash it all the time. And you'll notice in chemistry lab, there are drying racks, which are just these like spikes coming out, right? And then you hang your glassware on them to dry. Well, right beside the sink is a bottle of some sort of alcohol with a spray bottle. And when you're done washing your glassware, you spray it with alcohol because it gets all the teeny tiny water droplets in there, breaks them apart, and they evaporate much faster than if you were just to set it there for it to evaporate. Okay. And that's essentially what you're doing with the sanitizer. All right. So here is my virus. Okay?
Your virus, I built that.
You did. Thank you, Emma. All right, so the outside of the virus is going to have what we call like this envelope. All right. Now, this is made out of lipid. Does anybody know what a lipid is?
A liquid, like a
It's like
a
fat.
fluid.
Yeah.
Not
Lipid
Carbon.
is another word. Yeah,
Carbon
lipid is
chain.
another word for fat.
It sounds like something from Star Trek.
Now, what is soap?
Sanitizer.
soap,
No, it's not sanitizer.
It has fat in it.
Carbohydrate.
Does.
chemical.
Okay, it's
chemical
you ever heard of
combination.
glycerol or glycerin and putting in like if you want to make some bubbles?
Sugar.
So we always say in chemistry, like dissolves like. Okay, so this is going to, the soap can break up the membrane and the envelope of a virus and some cells. Okay, now cells will also have a membrane, and we're going to go over that here in a second. Now, in our membrane, here, let me share real quick what it's going to look like. Share my screen, and then we're going to do a fun little experiment.
Food.
No, we're going to do an experiment. I'm going to have Emma help me do something. All right.
What?
This always takes forever the first time I do this. It's got to connect. There we go. All right, let's see. So here is, let's see all of our lovely virus pictures I took for you guys. All right, so here's our membrane. Now, what you can write this at one of the top of your pages, like inside of a cell page if you want. This is all that it is. A circle with two little things. This is called a phospholipid. What does phospho mean? What do you think?
Phosphorus.
Yeah, it's got phosphorus with some oxygen around it. And what is a lipid?
Fat.
Like
Yeah,
fat.
that's your fat. What is fat comprised of? Who remembers when
Sugars.
we did our energy unit?
Carbohydrate.
Gas.
Sugars.
So oil.
Carbons. Carbohydrates.
Glycerin.
So
Glycerin.
fat is an oil, right? When you think of cooking oil and stuff. And when we also can think of oil, remember how we said you go to the gas station, you get some gas? What is on the little gas meter there? That number, what does that mean?
How much fuel you're putting into there?
Like the octane levels, right?
Oh,
So these are going to be carbon chains, okay? So those are your hydrocarbons. So your fats and your lipids are going to be all your carbons, and this is going to be your phosphorus with some O's around it, okay? All right, so that's all that means. We'll get into this when we do a cell class, but right now, all you need to know is phospholipid means that. Now, what you also need to know is what word means water loving?
Hydrophilic.
Yeah. Hydrophilic. All right. So what does the opposite of hydrophilic? Water hating.
Hydrophobic.
Yeah.
Hydrophobic.
What happens when you mix water and oil?
They repel against each other.
They don't mix. The oil is hydrophobic. So I want you to look at this. Notice how all of the nice little phospholipids there, the heads on top, these little circles are called the heads, and these are the tails, and the tails are all facing in. So the outside of this whole thing is going to love water, okay? The inside is hydrophobic. It does not. So this can break up, this membrane can break up when you have soap, okay? It can break up this whole membrane area. So this is why we wash our hands. We're breaking up the membrane of cells and viruses, okay? And this inside a virus is not necessarily the outside. Outside's mainly fat. This, for a virus, would be called the capsid, which is going to house the DNA, okay? And we're going to discuss that here in a little bit, but this is definitely part of both cells and viruses. So this is why we wash our hands, because this soap will break it up. All right, so I'm going to do a demonstration because this is summer school and who wants to just learn boring stuff all the time, right? All right, let's see if I can. Emma, do you want to come help me real quick? Come out of your
Hey, Emma, I like the fan. I like the fan in your room.
All right, let's see if I can do this. Let's see.
I like the fan in your room.
Gallery. All right.
Talking to me?
Huh?
Okay, I have a nice, awesome. We're gonna
Squirt
see if
gun?
you guys can see this.
Uh,
Here, Em.
is that a squirt gun?
Sure. All right, so I'm gonna put some what we call bubbles, but I'm gonna call it fat. Right. So this is going to be our awesome lipid layer, and this is going to be exactly what would be outside of a virus. Okay. So let's see if you can see it. We're gonna have
Wait,
Emma,
you
see
can.
everything? Emma.
I think you
Okay.
can max your screen so that it's that what you're showing is bigger.
Yes.
Yeah, you can highlight yourself, and then
Let's
and then
do
everything will be bigger.
full screen speaker view. And can you see me now or no?
You have to highlight yourself.
Or everyone could just look at active speaker.
I'll just pin you.
Yeah, just pin her.
Yeah, you can just pin them.
What I did.
Oh,
You guys
there
are
we go.
looking
Okay.
eyes. How do you do that?
You double click on that
We
person.
literally just.
Oh, you double click on the person, so I can double
You go,
click
you
myself.
go to
Ah.
the button with 3 dots,
Okay.
and it'll say
Is that
pin.
better, guys?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So you can stand up. All right, so I'm going to try this. We're going to see if this works.
Is that a plastic bag?
This
not
is
exactly.
gonna hopefully make a lovely lipid membrane. You guys see our nice membrane?
It's
Yep.
a bubble.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's
now,
bubbly.
if you sneeze, so Emma's going to dip her finger in water. Okay, so Emma, can you dip your finger right there? All right, so this is the sneeze, right? What happens when you go for it? Let you. Oh, you didn't covered it well. So it popped a little bit after, but
I guess you're supposed to throw water at it or something.
that's
not
right. So,
Yeah.
okay. Well, you got to wait till I have it. That's why it dried out. Okay, go for it. Let you. So you see her finger can go right through it and the bubble does not pop. You see that? Until, of course, her finger dries out and then it'll pop. There
That's
we go.
cool.
Okay. So now we're going to try the same thing with alcohol. Okay.
I dare you to drink the
Our-
alcohol. Oh, no.
Let's make our lipid layer. And she's gonna dip her finger in some alcohol. And let's see what
Lovely.
happens. Chew. Bam. Okay, so this lipid layer does not like to be, thank you, Miss Emma. This lipid layer does not like to dry out, right? All right, so that is what would happen.
I'm back.
That would happen in a cell. So if you wash your hands with soap, it'll pop. If you spray your hands with alcohol, the membrane can pop, right? You're destroying the membrane, the lipid layer. Let's see. How do you go back to view? Haha. How do I unclick my, oh, I got it. Unpin myself. Remove pin. Okay, guys, you're gonna have to help me with this now. So my view is now.
So
There we
just press, there's like, there should be a little thing in the corner that says remove pin. Just click that.
Wait, clicking pen, you mean this?
View and gallery. Got it. Okay.
Okay.
We're learning Zoom as we move on. Okay, so does everyone understand how important the outside layer of a virus and a cell is going to become really important? Okay,
Kind of. I
we
kind of
have our
understand.
phospholipid layer. Now in our layer, I'm going to show you guys screen share and iPhone. And here we go.
What if I actually sneezed through the bubble that you made? That would be a much more realistic demonstration.
You could probably do that.
I know how to make yourself sneeze. You just have to rub your nostrils together and then you just sneeze.
Okay, so that's our lovely layer. All right. Now we our defenses are, we have been sneezed on. All right. So now we're going to,
How did we let that happen?
yeah, we're going to magic school bus ourselves, guys. And we're going to
Plan
go.
aboard the magic
Um,
bus.
That's right. We're going to board the
Please
magic
let this
school
be a normal
bus.
field trip.
And we're
It's lost
actually
the
going to
magic
go
school
see
bus
what's
in
going to
you.
happen because the virus has entered our
Sorry.
body now. Okay. So our defenses are down.
Oh, we're all gonna die.
That's right. No, hopefully not. Okay.
We're
So
gonna cruise down Main Street.
now we're going to see what happens when it actually gets to some of our cells. So how important is it to know the parts of a cell?
Very.
Very.
Yeah, super, super important. All right, so today we're going to recap that. All right, and then from now on, virology class is going to be how a virus, it's in our body, how it's attacking us, how we're saving ourselves, how the cells are going to work in saving ourselves. And so we're always going to be magic school bus into our class.
Every man for yourself.
Please let this be a normal field trip.
All right, so the first thing we're going to do is
No way.
inside a cell. This is going to be, how does the cell look from a virus's standpoint? All right, and we're going to make this very cartoony. So you can draw
Sarah?
a nice little circle here, and this will be our cell.
How
Let's
did
see.
you get a perfect circle?
We're going to give
And
us,
it like auto shapes it for you.
yeah, it does.
Why
We're
go
gonna
on
give it-
YouTube and
gonna
try
give it-
finding, sorry,
Some lovely eyes, right? And maybe like a mean smile.
why don't you just go on YouTube and try finding a magic school bus episode about this?
And this virus, we'll learn later, is going to have what we call spike proteins. So these are going to be proteins, which we'll learn here in a second what proteins are. Does anybody know what a protein is?
Yes.
What's a protein?
They're made of amino acids.
Aha, good job. So there's our, now when you draw a spike, when you're inside the middle of the circle, they're very, very small. Okay, you would see the top of them. And as you move to the outside, the spikes will get bigger and bigger and bigger. All right, so we're not going to spend all day on this, but you get the gist. There's our nice little protein. I'm sorry, our protein's
Not
on
really nice.
a virus.
That's a very good drawing of it. I like it.
All right, you can shade it if you want. Let's see.
Make it purple.
Be like, all right, here's our dark side of our virus here.
Welcome to
All
the
right.
dark side.
That's right. There's our mean old virus. Okay, now what is it going to be looking for? It sees a cell. It doesn't have energy, right? It doesn't have any way to make proteins. It cannot replicate
And why
itself.
does it have eyes?
Oh, that's my cartoon virus.
Well, if its eyes
In
are
real
open,
life, it does not have eyes.
if its eyes are open and it's not a cell, then how can it be living if its
It's not.
eyes are
Yeah, a cell is not living.
no?
I'm sorry, a virus is not living. You can use various.
Cell is not living.
What's inside a virus, and we'll learn this next time, the more detail. All viruses really is this shell with instructions inside. Okay, so if you want, you can put, this is his squiggly mouth, you can put his instructions right there. So this is the DNA. Okay.
Oh, I thought it was RNA.
And it can be, you're right. Yes, they could have double-sided
Oxy.
RNA, single-sided RNA. So this is the DNA and RNA. Basically, this is inside the virus is going to be the instructions on how to replicate itself. So when it looks at a cell, what do you think it's thinking? What does it want to do?
I want to attack that
Take
thing
it over.
Why does it want to take it over?
So I can
'Cause it
replicate
because
can
it's
create
itself.
because
more
it's
of it.
just a virus.
All right. So
But
inside of
technically,
our,
it's not thinking because it's not living.
yes, I will
Technically, it doesn't actually have
I will make
thoughts.
things into cartoons in this picture,
Everything is a
including our
cartoon
lovely
now.
cell. And in fact, in this, our cell is going to be like a city. Let's try that again. Our cell is going to be a city that are going to have protein factories. So that's really all a cell is. Its whole job is to make proteins. Okay. And the DNA and RNA inside the nucleus are going to be the instructions. So inside of our city is housed a library, right? Cities have libraries. So we're going to make our library. We're going to have some nice, awesome columns in our library. And we could have a cool door going into our library.
That's gonna be ancient Rome. Okay.
That's right. Yeah, libraries are kind of,
Looks kind of more like a prison,
you
than
know,
a
or put some
library.
windows in our library. All right. Have a little cool window in our library. Sorry.
So, Mr. You know how you said about the whole Magic School Bus thing? I haven't seen Magic School Bus. Like. Oh, and also my birthday is on the next Wednesday.
I think your audio went out for there a second, but I heard your birthday, so happy birthday. All right, so our DNA library. This is where our DNA is going to be housed, in the library. So the DNA is going to be the books. We're going to put these in our cell. There's our squiggly DNA. Okay, this is our DNA. So the books in here are like instructions in our library. Also in our library are copy machines. Okay, so we're going to put some copy machines together. We're going to have two different copy machines.
This is becoming more and more like the human universe.
That's right. One is going to spit out some DNA. And one is going to spit out mRNA. Who knows what mRNA is?
Messenger RNA.
Thank you. Messenger RNA.
RNA is DNA's evil brother.
So essentially, there's little holes in the nucleus that house the DNA and RNA, and the DNA cannot come out, but they send messengers, RNA, outside of the nucleus, and that's going to help us build things. Okay, and we're going to see that in a second. So we're going to put some DNA, some RNA, and also when you draw this, in one little part of the cell, put a whole lot of them, like a super bit, like all clumped together. Okay. Okay. So that is going to be the nucleolus. We call that NuCleolus. Nucleolus is in the nucleus. Okay. And that's where our copy machines live, in our DNA library house. Okay.
I have to go for a second. I'll be right back.
Fine. Okay. Now we have a messenger RNA, and he is going to deliver to what we're going to call a ribosome. Who knows what a ribosome is?
It makes all the proteins.
It's
Ah,
the
okay. So
duplicator.
here is we're going to make like a little muffin top, I would say. Something like this, maybe a hamburger bun. Does that look like a hamburger bun? Something like
does without the hamburger.
that. And we're going to draw a little cartoon version of this. So we're going to have like an in and an out. This is not the case with real ribosomes, but in our cartoon, we're going to get the gist of that. All right, so here's our in and here's our out of our
Kind of looks like Shrek.
yeah, there you go. The top of Shrek. Okay, so in is going to be, let's do another color. We'll do pink. All right, these things. Those are called amino acids. Who knows what an amino acid is?
Makes proteins.
It does.
The building blocks of life.
The building blocks of life. I'll go with that as well. All right. So if you
That's what they call it.
If you switch to this first page, we'll kind of go back and forth. Your virus page at the very bottom is called "What is a protein?" So before we understand a ribosome, I want to just briefly review. A protein is going to be an amino acid. Okay. Now, an amino acid is exactly what it says it is. What is an amine?
It's NH3, I think.
Yeah. All right. So we have our NH group. And the acid on this one is going to be a carboxyl acid. So you're going to draw another C, a double bonded O, and an O and an H. Okay. So here, we're going to label this a carboxyl group. That's our acid, right? And then this one is going to be our amine. So when we say amino acid, this is all that it means. It's the building blocks of proteins. If you have a bunch of amino acids hooked together, in fact, you could have a lot, thousands if you want, but I believe there are 20 or 21 now. So we're going to draw those and they become a chain. Once the amino acids are in a chain, this is called a polypeptide. polypeptide. Poly just means many. Okay, so there are many amino acids linked together called a polypeptide. And this will eventually fold up and look like our lovely squiggles again, right? Our polypeptide chain. I want to actually show you guys. Where are... I'll show you a polypeptide, the amount of them. There we go. Here's our amino acids.
Well,
That's how many there are. Okay, so these are like the letter factories before you make your sentence, right? Look, you notice tryptophan is in there. That's what makes you sleepy after you eat a turkey.
They're like different
What?
types.
Thanksgiving. Right? So these are all the different type of amino acids before you make your polypeptide chain. All right, so let's go back to our cell page. And so amino acids are going to go in the ribosome. And then how do they know how to assemble into the correct chain form? So a messenger RNA, so the mRNA, is going to say, hey, I have the code for what you have to make. Okay, so our RNA chain is going to go in one side and out the other. And RNA has only one side of the nucleotides there. All right, and they're going to read now. You guys should be real familiar with this. This is basically like a computer. It is coding, right? I think they even call it a codon. So it's going to read in groups of 3 and come out in groups of 5, actually. So it's going to read a code from the messenger RNA in groups of 3. And then it's going to say, hey, I need these amino acids to attach because I have decoded the message. All right. And when we do our cells unit, we'll actually really dive deep on how to decode or code our DNA. But this is essentially what it's doing. It's like a coding machine that's figuring out what polypeptides need to come out. All right. So we have amino acids going in, and then out, we want to make our polypeptide chain, which is these little circles. And there's our chain coming out. Okay. So we can put at the bottom of the ribosome, we can say amino acids going in, and out comes polypeptides. Okay. All right. So this is what's going to make these chains are actually going to help the cell build things like cell membranes if you want. So why would that be important for a virus? So a virus has its own little set of instructions. So what would it need to do?
It would need to
override
give
the current one.
It would need to combine its instructions with the cell's instructions so that the cell produces
produce new ones.
the other cells.
Yeah, so it basically either needs to get into the nucleus and change the code, right? Change the set of instructions, or maybe it doesn't have to go into the nucleus. Maybe it can get to the ribosome and put its own set of instructions into the ribosome and say, my instructions say that the polypeptides you need to make are cell membranes that look like viruses. And that's what it does, right? This is how it makes more and more viruses. Kind of hijacks the ribosome, right? And the instructions. Now, the endoplasmic reticulum, that's this stuff right here. We call that, I like to say ER because I can never say that. So the ER That's also going to do somewhat similar, but it's for the lipid membrane, so the fat membrane, okay? And it's also going to make our lipids. All right, our next, when the endoplasmic reticulum makes them, they come out in little sacs. Do you guys see these like balls right here coming out of the ER? Okay, so those are the little sacs, and it's almost like little packages, because right next to it, after it comes out of the ER, we're going to make our Golgi body. Who says Golgi and who says Golgi?
I say
Golgi. I call it Golgi.
Yeah.
Mm.
I've heard it so many different ways on so many different videos. All right, so we're going to make this. This is going to be our factory. All right, so once they make these awesome lipid sacs, right, and polypeptides, we're going to need a way to, we're in our city, right? We made something in our factory. Now we have to ship it somewhere. Right. So here is our shipping and processing center. So this is like our UPS of the cell. Right. So we're going to make our building with some lovely windows in our shipping, and we got a triangle window now. Lovely windows in our UPS store.
I'm just gonna put the Amazon logo on it.
Yeah, that'd be funny. Okay, now this is actually called the secretory pathway. You can label that, but you don't need to know that right now. What you want to really know is this is where some shipping labels could go wrong. Some packaging can go wrong, right? It could go to the wrong spot. Because sometimes if you send a package, does it always get to where it needs to go?
No.
No.
Sometimes no. All right, so we're going to use, who can draw a car? I'm going to draw a funny car because I don't know how to draw very well. Here is my car.
Draw Ferrari.
I'm going to draw a truck. This is our Amazon shipping and distribution center.
Amazon is
It
using
goes
using
in,
electric.
and then another car comes out. All right, here we go. There's my car. What do you guys think?
Lovely.
Better than mine.
All right, so these vesicles and stuff and these sacs are going in here. They're getting labeled by proteins and shipped to different parts of the body in different places, okay? Now, if something goes wrong, like a shipping label was wrong, or the actual package looks wrong, right? The protein's not quite right, we do have a recycling center. Okay, and what is our recycling center in the cell? It's going to break it up,
Lysosomes.
destroy it. Yeah, our
Lysosome.
lysosome. So I'm gonna do a bin here. Who knows how to draw a let's see. Little bin box. Let's see. I'm gonna try that again. So I'm gonna do a square in the, ooh, I need to do not a square. You can draw a good bin. Yeah, a longer one, recycling bin. There we go.
Emma's good at drawing. She can do it. Could do it.
All right, there's my recycling bin. And we're going to put our little recycling arrows around here. So the lysosome is there as kind of a fail safe, right? Like if something went wrong, it's going to either chew it up and recycle it and spit it back out, right? Or it's going to destroy it. And the lysosome is that little thing right there. Let me know if I need to slow down, guys. All right, now how is this all made possible? Because in a city, We need a lot of energy for this to happen. Where's our energy coming from for all of this to happen?
The
Hydroelectric power.
Hydroelectric power?
No.
Nuclear power?
Your
Mitochondria.
mitochondria.
Okay, our mitochondria, true. What do they use though? Okay, so we can draw a little power plant here. Draw some buildings and some power plant lines, right? It's going to represent our power plant, a little smokestack or something. Here we go. Maybe a awesome water cooling tower. But how does it get its energy?
Nutrients from food.
Aha, we eat food. Okay, so the food that we eat breaks down into literally protons and electrons. Okay, and inside this mitochondria, we won't go in depth, that's for our cells unit, but inside the mitochondria is stuff called ATP. Okay, and at the bottom of this page, as you can see, that there's a little spot here that says the energy to run these tools comes from the cell's rechargeable batteries called ATP. Okay, so we're going to draw ATP. And it means that it has a triphosphate on it. And that's all we really need to know right here for this lesson. But essentially, this third phosphate will pop off and that releases energy. Sort of like in nuclear fusion, when you break bonds, energy is released. Well, we're going to use the foods, protons and neutrons, to pop it back on. So the food actually recharges the quote unquote batteries, right? And makes the phosphorus pop back on so it can again pop back off and release energy. And that is why we eat food. It's to recharge this ATP. And that is what's actually making all of this happen, the cell's energy happen. Okay. So we definitely need to eat food in order to get some protons and electrons. Okay. All right. So there's our little cell. There's our beautiful little cell. All right. So let's name some raw materials that are involved in making this cell. Okay. So some of the things we've already named. What is proteins made of?
Amino acids.
There you go. So we're going to put that as 1. We're going to skip 0 for now. And we're going to say proteins are made of amino acids. Those are our little change there. All right. What else might we use? I don't think we've talked about it yet.
We also use sugars.
That's right. Some sugar.
Glycerin.
Yeah, that's a form for sure. So sometimes these are in nice little spherical. Let's see. Here we go. Okay. The other thing.
Also,
So we need amino acids. We need sugar. We need protein, sugar, and
nucleotides.
our diet. So lipids. Protein, sugar, and fat, right? So lipids are our fats that we're going to use, and
Carbohydrates.
that's our sugar. Yep.
Oh.
So our lipids are like this. So when chemists draw this, it looks like a zigzag line, but at every single point is our carbon. So this is a carbon chain, and it's just assumed that some hydrogens are floating off of this. So this is our hydrocarbon. All right. So those are carbon atoms, those are lipids. Now, what's the DNA made of?
Nucleotides.
Thank you.
Proteins.
Nucleotides. Okay. So those are our building blocks for life, for our cell to happen. Here's our
What about
nucleotide.
0?
Nice little chain. A, T, C, G, and U are the different nucleotides. We'll go over those here in a second.
What about 0?
So zero's kind of it's involved, but I wouldn't call them the basic building blocks. So that would be things like water, oxygen, salt, stuff like that. Okay. All right, let's go to the sheet, number 1 sheet, where we had our protein section there. What is DNA made out of? Who remembers DNA? Who's covered that? Because that's our instructions in our library, isn't it?
Phosphate and ribose.
Ah, so that's the outside. We're gonna draw our double helix here. All right. And that's our DNA. And then our RNA is just one side. Okay. The outside rungs are, you're right, are made of sugar and phosphate. So the ribose is the sugar and the phosphate. And then the rungs, like a ladder, rungs are inside. Now, you guys can do different colors for all of these. Adenine, I'm going to do is red. Okay. And adenine and thymine always go together. So wherever you see an adenine, I'm going to do a pink thymine on the other side. See how I did that?
What about adenine and uracil?
Well, so uracil is not in DNA. So we'll go over that here in a second. So you're just going to, oops. So anytime you have a thymine throughout, you are going to have, sorry, thymine, you're going to have an adenine. Let's see. It's a nice little partner. Okay. Also in DNA, every time you have a guanine, I'm going to make him green. And I make the other one blue, cytosine. Those are partners. So every time you see a cytosine, you can put them all on one side if you want. Its partner is going to be guanine. That's our colorful DNA. Okay. Now the difference between DNA and RNA is the uracil, like you said. So there's an adenine instead of thymine, it has uracil. So that's where uracil comes in to connect with adenine. Okay. So we're going to put our uracil on this side, and there's no thymine. So this is our set of instructions to make proteins in our library. Okay, this is determining what eye color, hair color, how your skin's gonna look. I mean, everything for your bodies and the instructions to build it is right here. Before it goes to the ribosome to be decoded.
So what you're saying is you could make an entire human out of one strand of DNA.
No.
So you could only make like a 64th of a human with one strand.
I have no idea. Actually, that's a great question. All right, so I want to show you some pictures of what we just made. So here, what do you think we're looking at in this one? This top picture here.
CGI.
So maybe this is the outside
It's
membrane, right?
Cell.
Yeah.
The
Do you
membrane
notice?
of
Like a
the cell.
cell.
Do you notice these awesome? Here we go. These are actually proteins. So these things right here go within the cell membrane, and this is what is going to take things in and out of the cell. So this is kind of the virus is going to be looking at this, right? These are proteins that the cell have made, kind of like a gate, right? And you need the right key to get in. And nothing that looks like a virus can get in, right? So the virus has to disguise itself in order to get into this cell. And it's going to be through that protein pathway. Here's another look at that. Pretty cool, right? How these proteins are. This is what a protein would look like, what you're drawing, those squiggles that we're drawing.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So here's the example of a virus. So the outside has an envelope, and then we have the RNA. It does have some.
Crunch on the outside and soft on the inside.
And then the outside's going to have those spike proteins. So that protein is going to be how it's going to get into the cell, right? It's going to hook on to something. It's going to fit perfectly. It's going to be the key to get inside the cell. So here's another version of a virus and a cell. So you notice the virus is very, very simple compared to the inside of our human cell. Okay, so it needs to get in there because it needs to get in the city to replicate itself, right? I thought these pictures are pretty cool. Here's another version of the outside membrane and a protein sort of letting stuff in or out. Okay, so once it makes something, it can get out of the cell.
Kind of look like donuts.
Yeah. That was a pretty picture. All right, so back to our lovely drawings for inside of a cell. All right, so we have raw materials. What are instructions? We know that. What's the instructions?
Get into the cell.
DNA,
DNA.
RNA. Okay, so if we're going to build something like a cell does, they're protein factories, right? We have our raw materials, we have our set of instructions, and we need tools in order to build the stuff, right? So we don't have to draw all of these tools, but it's a good example of all the tools inside your cell. These are usually proteins. Some fun ones are, I like folders. So these are going to fold the proteins. We'll make him a little happy folder. And he's going to use his little hands like he's folding laundry. So he's going to fold up all the lovely polypeptides there. Okay, we've got, how about an editor? Okay, so he's going to check and make sure that the stuff is coded, kind of decoded correctly, right? Everything's built, so there's no mistakes in there. So we have some checkers. We have some fixers. We can put fixers. We can do some glue. All right. There's my glue.
Oh, is it Elmer's glue?
Yeah, they use Elmer's glue. Some really cool ones are these vehicles. So I don't know if you guys have ever seen this. We're gonna put little eyeballs on him. But they're
That's
called,
a vehicle?
yeah, so they're called motor proteins. All right, so within our cell here, what we didn't draw, and I'm gonna make it like a cool green color, is a lattice. So in our cell, in the cytoplasm, are these skeleton-like structures. Okay, they're called these microtubules. Okay, and they're the highways that certain proteins use to deliver things. Okay, so one of the things is this vehicle or motor protein, and it's going to deliver. Let's see if I can actually bring up. Can you guys see this? Let's see if you can see it. Oh, it's not going to let me play.
No, the video is not playing.
I know.
Oops, content that is not supported.
Let's see if it. Oh, it even kicked me out, didn't it?
Try using Windows.
Yo, American Wi-Fi never does that to me. How come I've never gotten the oops content is not supported?
You don't play videos on here?
All right, Emma, you'll have to do it. You'll have to look up because you could do it last time. I can never do any videos on here. So you're gonna look up motor protein walking. See if you can share yours because it is so cool. Oh, I think Emma paused too.
No, I'm still here.
Oh, okay.
Very blank facial expression.
If you've ever seen it, let's see if I can.
Only the host.
Oh, that's right. Hold
Make me
on.
the co-host.
I can make you. Let's see.
You make Emma the co-host. She should be able to share her screen.
That's right. Yeah. Oh, you can make co-host. All right. So if you can bring up, it should be like a casein protein. Yeah, that first one.
But first, a word from our sponsor,
Oh,
Yay.
Quest Cheese Crackers.
it's a quest.
So here it is. Do you see it? It looks like it's walking. It's carrying one of those vesicles or sacs, right? And these are the highways that it's delivering stuff throughout the cell on. Okay. So
My
these are
mom doesn't
called
like it.
the vehicle. So this is just proteins doing that. You can watch it again. But it's pretty
Wait,
cool. It's like it has feet, right?
I wanna see that on like under a microscope. I wanna see one of those little things walking.
I'm sure they have a video on it. I'm
How
sure
much
you-
horsepower do they have?
All right, Emma, you can stop your screen share.
How much horsepower does that thing have?
So
much
that would be
protein power?
our vehicle protein. All right, let's see if I can go back to share my screen again. It might be angry with me because I tried to do something it didn't like.
Yes, it's angry with you.
Did everybody get their drawing? Because if not, I will send out my drawing to you guys if you want to kind of fill in the blanks if you've missed something. Okay, there's also, so next to vehicles, there's these shredders. So this is if something goes wrong and it doesn't like something, like this is, hey, there's a virus in here, right? Let's destroy it. So we're gonna make a little shredder here.
Sounds like we need it.
Oh.
Here's our shredder with our teeth.
Those be lysosomes?
Here we go. These are different. It could be, yeah, inside the lysosome, but this would be some sort of protein. Like each of these has a specific job. So the cell has made these for very specific jobs, and this is all that it does. So if it comes across a polypeptide, right? A long chain something, it's going to eat it. So that's going to be our shredder. We also have, we already drew our copiers, right? Those copiers are in the library, in the nucleus of the library. There are keys, there are clips, and if you guys want to draw these, I'm going to actually, to save time, send out a copy of my drawings. You guys can do it however you want. There's scissors, that's super important, or cutters. And their whole job is when out of the rhizome, right, comes a polypeptide and it's going to in the chain, right? It's going to cut it. And that is their whole job for that. All right, so now we have our tools. We have our raw materials and instructions. So we're going to build some structures, right? So these are the cables that are within the cytoplasm, right? These are called microtubules. Okay. You also have some string called actin. The only time this really is mentioned a lot, is you'll hear it a lot in kinesiology, or like when you work out. This is going to be in muscle fibers, and it has something to do with why you feel sore afterwards, right? So this actin is going to be in the cells of muscles, but nevertheless it's still there. You're going to have cool flags. So there's going to be a nice little flag guy on the outside of your cell that's going to go, there is something attached to this cell that looks not great. I'm going to flag it. And then when he flags it, there's someone that comes by and goes, are we going to destroy this, or are we going to bring it into the cell? Right? We have anchors, and they're kind of like little squiggly. I'll actually show you really cool. We have hooks, things that hook onto things. We've got mailbox and letters. So on the outside, there's mailboxes. This is very important with coronavirus. So the protein can actually sit right inside the mailbox, and it can mail itself into the cell. Let's see, we can put some labels on here. The other structures that we've already talked about are the walls, right? So the cell doesn't have walls, it's a membrane, but this is your phospholipid layer. So you're gonna generally put, sometimes you can even put squiggles and then lines across to make it really easy. But essentially all you want to make sure you have is the phospho and the lipid. So circles on the outside and then lines in the inside. And of course you use bags or vesicles to travel stuff to the nice Amazon packaging and processing plant. And then you have tubes. This is what's going to be made of the ER, the endoplasmic reticulum. So our tubes are that. And that is our basic parts of our cell. And this is going to be extremely important when we're going to start talking about viruses, because next time we're going to build viruses and you're going to start to understand how they can mimic cells, how they can get into cells and use these pieces of the cell. Any questions? Is everyone still drawing? I see everybody.
I'm still drawing.
Then join.
Yeah.
My shredder is scary.
I was going to say, I want to see everybody's pictures when you're done.
And
Okay, so you know how there's shredders in the cell? We have a cat named Shredder. My sister's going to go get her.
Ah, okay. So now you will
How
remember
many cats do you have?
Yes.
that. Why is she named Shredder? Does she shred paper or something?
Ninja Turtles. My dad named her.
Okay, yeah.
Oh,
this is my drawing.
She kills rats, huh?
No,
Oh,
Upside down.
she
Shreds
just
them.
flies around all day.
This is my drawing.
excellent. Oh,
I'll
good
take
job.
a picture of mine.
Okay. Well,
Oh,
My shredder's scary.
Okay.
so we'll keep these drawings at as references throughout our class. So I always figured this would be really, really helpful. And oh, good job.
That's
Oh.
mine.
I love your editor.
Look at the little guy in the mailbox, though.
Oh, he's cute. I love him.
That Emma.
I think the editor is my favorite.
Was that one Emma's?
Mm-hmm.
Your fixer with a hammer, that's pretty funny.
And a mustache.
Do you have the top part of it, or you just
Oh, yeah, I do. Let me.
screenshot at the bottom? Okay. Very cute. So you guys can draw whatever pictures helps you remember all of the different task robots or the task proteins that are going to happen throughout the cell, because these are going to help destroy some viruses, and sometimes the viruses use them as tools. Oh, I like your virus. Good job. Anybody else want to share?
I need to finish first.
Oh, okay.
I like Caleb's cat.
Oh, he's cute. So I want to show you while we're still waiting. Here's my protein. Here's the fatty lipid on the outside. Here is what, so it doesn't have a nucleus, right? What is this? What does this look
It's
like?
a bunch of. Oh wait, those are the little ball things on the inside, the proteins or whatever. Protecting.
Yeah, the phospholipids, right? So, and then it houses the DNA and RNA. So it's pretty simple, a virus.
It's basically 2 walls and then some codes.
Yeah. I mean, next class when we diagram a virus, this is gonna go pretty quick. They're pretty simple. Of course, we shouldn't say that. Virologists,
Virologists disagree.
yeah, they're like, no, they're not. They're very complicated. I guess compared to a cell, I should say. Okay. Any more questions?
This is our cat Shredder.
Oh, cute.
Oh,
I love a black cat. Black cats always are the smartest cats. I've had cats growing up, and
and the cutest.
yeah.
We have two.
Miss Tara,
My
Yes.
cat's
can you make me host just this once? I've never been host before, and you've made Emma host so many times.
Ew, because we're about to play a Kahoot.
Yay!
All right.
I gotta pull up,
Finally, something in.
but I want to wait till
Lola
everybody can
finished
show their
hers.
drawing. Lola, are you done with your drawing yet?
Yeah, but I cannot
Okay.
like share screen or anything.
Okay, I'll do that.
Yeah, I sent it to Emma.
Oh, okay. Cute.
It's sideways.
Oh, yours is super colorful. I love it. Your folder is pretty.
Okay.
And I love your cursive handwriting. Good job. And your virus looks scary.
I mean, that's kind of the point.
Yeah.
My virus looks very ticked off. Let me try to show me my virus.
You want to see it, Levi? Send it to Emma. Send it to Emma, and Emma can share screen it for you.
I wrote it.
That's what I did.
All right, I'll just show you on here. If, I don't know.
You're in my living room, Levi.
Ah. Oh wait, I have.
You're like invading your house.
I can't think of.
So it's all
pictures.
I know where
blurry.
you are. I know where
Give me a
you
second.
live. I know your
Oh
location.
yes, you do. You do.
I'm sending 15 bomber planes.
Hey Levi,
Well, I got anti-aircraft.
is
Yes.
is Austin your brother or something?
No.
Maybe they're just friends.
Oh,
Lola's my sister.
Yeah.
Does that work?
it's
they're not
fuzzy.
Also,
You have to move it because I think it's super, super fuzzy.
That's because your background is still blurred, Levi.
Oh, yep, that's why.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. That's why.
That makes more sense.
Yeah.
Um, wait. And
Yeah, like unblur your background. That's what you need to do.
what is it? All right. You know what?
Hey Lola, your
Trying-
background looks super familiar.
I wonder.
I was gonna unblur my background. Is
Looks
that
like-
simple?
My house.
Where do you unblur?
Yeah.
That looks like my room.
This
Oh yeah, there it is, Levi. We see it now.
Is
Yeah.
is Lola at Emma's house?
Whoa.
Yeah.
Levi, I
here's
like
my
your-
ticked off virus.
Oh,
is
cute.
that a mustache that it has, or is oh wait,
Here's
no, that's
some-
its mouth.
Here's some ribosomes.
Oh, that's cute.
Here is motorproteins.co.
Ah,
Wow.
your motor.
And here's my shredder.
Paper shredder.
Oh, paper shredder. I love
So
it. Perfect.
Yay.
Good job. All right, so we're going to use this as reference from now on when we start talking about viruses, and you can refer back to this verbiage. All right, let's see if I can share.
Kahoot.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oops. Yes.
I'm logging on to Kahoot.
Well, now we know why our parents still wash their hands.
Yeah.
Yeah, you want to destroy that membrane, right? Or at least put
And
some
not
alcohol
just
in
with
it.
water,
It
but
might
with
dry
soap.
out. All right, there's our Kahoot. Know if I see it.
It didn't recognize the game pin. It says it's not recognizing the game pin.
Can anybody else get on? If not,
Yeah,
Oh.
I'm
Yeah, we can get on.
right, try it
obviously.
1802692.
Hold on.
Yay.
Okay.
No.
No. Dear.
Ooh.
There we go.
Okay, where?
I think they got rid of it.
That one.
Or actually, of course.
What is this animal? This green thing.
Me. So,
How many people do we have? 1, 2, 3,
Well, wait, I'm still joining.
No, ma'am.
5, 6,
Still
7,
joining.
and who's making me host?
8, 9, 9 about.
Wait. And wait, it's doing something. Come on, dang it. 6, 2. It's not working.
All right, we have 2 left. Who's left?
Well,
I'm
one
in.
is you and wait, no, 2 left, and it's you and my mom, people who don't do it.
Miss Tara, can you restart the Kahoot? I can't join.
I cannot restart the Kahoot because then it would kick everybody out. I'm surprised it won't let you back in. What happened? Why did it kick you out?
I have no idea.
Oh my
Is your
goodness.
internet fine?
It's just saying
no,
it
he's
didn't-
still on the Zoom. The internet
didn't
must be
happen.
fine.
Maybe we could try it on a different device. Hey, Mom.
All right, is everybody else in? Is just Miles left?
No.
There's 7
Yes.
out of
Yes.
Out of
10.
10. And if we don't count you, Miss Tara, that'd be 2 more.
I'm gonna try restarting Kahoot.
I'm in. I'm in. Me is in.
Okay.
Me. I'm in. Me is in.
I'm trying. Let's try one more time.
Me is in. My me is in. Kahoot.it. Kahoot.it. Yeah. We should be Kahoot.zip then. Oh yeah.
It won't join Kahoot. I know, I'm entering the game and it won't join.
Never seen it.
I can try joining on my computer.
Are you muted?
Yes, no.
I will turn
All right,
off
we'll
the
wait
video.
another minute for Mr. Miles.
1,
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Monkey. Monkey. Whose name is Virus?
This one is a short Kahoot, guys. I think it's only 17 questions or something like that.
Oh my god.
Oh wow,
So
that's a
much
short one.
shorter.
No,
yeah.
it kicked me out. No, it kicked me out.
Maybe
Nobody
maybe
left.
there's a limit of people.
No, we put it to where it's like 12 people and it's been fine.
Yeah.
Over 12 sometimes.
Over 12, yeah.
Oh, okay.
It still says 7. I don't know if it kicked you out, Levi. Who were you?
I'm that little virus guy, but I'm no longer in the game.
Well, no, you're still on the screen.
Yeah, you're still on the screen.
but-
Oh, now you're
Oh,
on
there it goes.
Yeah.
It just takes a
As
while.
we say it.
As we say it, guys. As we say it.
All right, here we go.
Okay, you're back. You're
Okay, we're gonna start. Okay.
Okay. Let's do me. Get ready. Wait. Amino acids go into ribosome and come out as that thingy.
Yo, it comes out as a virus.
Unmuted. Yeah, we're on the podium, dude. What? Someone true or false? That has it's false. Oh yeah, definitely. Definitely false.
Oh.
Oh, oops. No, it was right. Oops. Sorry. No, it was right. Sorry. I wonder where.
I get one question wrong and I'm on 5th place.
The stomach.
Stomach. The stomach. No, that's an organ.
Not an organelle.
No,
An organ.
Smell.
wrong. Dang it.
It's still the stomach. Like once we said dinosaurs, and they had nothing to do with it. Yay! It was the stomach. Yay! We're second. Yeah. Ribosomes like factories that make sugars. Definitely. False. It's false, guys. If you think it's true, you're crazy. No. What? See?
They make proteins, not sugars.
Yeah. I had forgotten what they made. I just knew it wasn't.
Which organ
sugars.
now? Post office.
This is our Amazon factory.
Who is virus?
Oh, that's me.
Oh,
Mm.
I'm just better.
Me?
I went from 5th to 4th in one jump.
I was place. Which organ? Me. That one. It even showed a picture.
The mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell. Remember that.
Which cell contains nucleus? Come on, it even showed a picture of it.
I thought it was the nucleolus.
It
You're right.
is.
It is. You're
but
right.
It's in the but the nucleolus is in the nucleus.
But
so.
I knew that lysosomes, ribosomes, and mitochondria don't.
There you go, and
Yeah.
seriously, which one is not? This one.
Oh,
I
it's
I mean,
the wrong
like,
one.
No idea. I don't
Wait,
know.
no, yeah, I got it right. All of them? No,
That's
not all of
a
them.
wild guess. I would be extremely surprised.
Yeah.
I mean, Miss Tara, it could be the one you didn't capitalize. It's just maybe.
Just maybe.
Fifth place, 906 points.
This part of dealing, but not that.
Which one?
I don't remember if it's one of these two.
Well, I
Okay.
clicked the wrong one.
Okay, I'll just guess this one because that's what I guessed last time. The gold.
This isn't right.
Probably the red.
You
Oh.
said a part of
Wait,
DNA,
how
but
did
not
I
I
RNA.
did. You know
wrong.
what? Whoever said cytosine would be right.
And
Because I was like, I was thinking, wait, I knew I got that wrong.
I
Yeah,
finally was
you
able
did.
to join.
Because it would be the Thor meter.
Yep, that would be the other way around. Good catch, guys.
I was finally able to join.
Sugar, proteins, and chains. Okay. Liquid membranes.
No, not liquid membranes.
liquid
No, it
membrane?
is not liquid membrane.
Imagine it is.
Oh.
I was doubting myself for a second there.
Fifth place. Only
Yeah.
9 points behind Lily. Ha ha ha. What are liquids made of? That one. Steel chain.
Steel. They're made of pure steel.
They're made
Oh
of steel.
no, that's me.
No.
Yo, no. Lipids and fats are made of stainless steel.
Yeah, they're made of steel chains.
Yeah.
Steel chains.
The one part of amino acids is called
Amino acid.
Amino acid.
Yeah, that's the right one. I think.
It's amino acid, bro.
No, it's yellow. It's yellow.
Oh my god.
Why did that Venus come in?
Yo, what was that? What was that, Ashwin?
It's true. It's true.
Yes. Ashwin recently got a voice changer. Yes,
No.
it is him.
Hey, came from Caleb.
What am I listening on? Wait.
Protein is not, which protein is not?
Ouch.
Well.
Bro, no, Ashwin, fix that, bro. Fix that.
I think it's What was the question?
It's green.
Hey, Ashwin has all these voice things.
Bro, Ashwin has a virus.
Yeah, bro, he has a virus.
Nah, is it fixed? Is it fixed? I think it's fixed, right?
Bro, I wasn't wrong. It came from hydropower.
I actually heard that.
Wait. I mean,
One point behind
technically,
me.
if it's a plant cell, it can come from the sun.
Pimples.
Pimples.
I think pimples. I think it should be right.
Goo.
They're filled with goo.
Green jello.
The green
jello.
jello. They're filled with the green jello.
Minecraft.
The force.
Y'all, it's Minecraft bricks. Just because it's Minecraft.
Big Minecraft.
Yo, they must use the power of the dark side.
They
Who
must
was the one person that chose Minecraft bricks?
Me.
Oh, great.
A virus is cool because
I like to live dangerously.
I
I
chose
love this
all.
virus. I love this virus image.
I chose all. of them.
Right? It's going to go viral.
Wow,
I
what a
actually
great
picked.
joke.
I like shapes.
3 out of
Oh,
4.
I got 1,000 points.
Oh, okay, it was correct.
I got 1,000 points.
They were all correct. I
I'm in
only
fourth
did.
place.
I did
I'm in
one. I
fourth
didn't
place.
read.
the podium. Oh, we get.
Wow.
La
I get a
Fiesta.
I know what we got.
Ooh,
That's
ah.
moi. That's
They
moi.
go, wait, which they go?
Y'all, did y'all get
Emma,
aim for the
Emma,
podium
Emma's
next
it
time
first.
again?
Oh, I'm just better.
Who's
better.
I'm a
virus?
chicken.
Oh, that's me.
Yay, I got runner up.
Okay,
I aimed
people,
for the podium.
who got aim for the podium next time?
Literally, like everyone who wasn't on the podium, probably.
Like that,
No, I got,
who
like,
is so
better.
inspiring.
That's what I got. I got do better.
Bro, I don't know. I don't think
Do
I've
not
ever not
get-
been on the
not
podium.
kill
I think the
Coco.
lowest. No, I think I've gotten 4th place before. I don't think I've ever gotten lower.
The worst place I finished in is like 6 or something.
Ashwin, what is your honest reaction to that information?
What information?